You're listening to The Ranch Sit-Down with your host, Shayne Hollinger.
We are joined today by one of the greats out of the state of Kentucky. You know, there's a lot of great Kentucky singer-songwriters. We're talking Sturgill Simpson, Chris Stapleton, Tyler Childers, Ian Noe, Chris Knight, and you can definitely add Tony Logue to that list. And I know that feels like a daunting thing for me to say.
No
but,
joke.
Man, your songwriting, Tony, next level.
Man, thank you. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Yes. Kentucky's got some greats.
Yeah.
For sure.
You got some big shoes to fill.
I'm just glad to be there.
So, if you decide to be a songwriter in Kentucky, do you have to, go before a board? And, hang on
should,
now. We got
man.
some standards here.
No kidding. Yeah, you should. Man, there's some good ones.
Really are. Now, your current album is Jericho.
Jericho, yes.
It was an emotional roller coaster, quite honestly, listening to that album, man.
Thank you, man.
There's some depth in your songwriting that a lot of songwriters don't get until they're, mid-50s.
No. Well, thank you.
Is this like your second, third life? What is this?
Yeah, right. I get that all the time. People think, a lot of times people think I'm like 20 years old, and I'm actually a little older than that. I'm not going to say how old I am, but.
You're younger than me.
Yes. So, yeah, man, just try to read a bunch of books and stories and, just delve into good stuff, and hopefully some of that stuff comes through, and what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, I mean, so where do the ideas come? Obviously some of them are from your life.
Sure, yeah, there's pieces of me there.
Mm-hmm.
If you know where to look, there's pieces of me in every song, I would say, if you know what rocks to kick under, or pick up, there's pieces of me. But, yeah, just trying to craft stories, and leave holes where folks can plug their story in, is kind of my idea or what I try to do. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
It works. Believe me,
well,
it
works.
You, man. It does absolutely work. Yeah, so the first song I heard was Callaway County.
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't come from Callaway County.
Okay.
But that is a song that was written, it felt like, for a guy like me. Grew up in a very small town.
Yeah.
A lot of people going through some hardships and some troubles. And it takes a really good songwriter to be able to write about your life, but then make it relatable to so many different people.
Well, thank you, man. Yeah, that's just what I was saying a second ago. I think you got to leave the holes in the right place.
Mm-hmm.
I got to leave you or whoever room to get in, and make their situation fit. So that's the challenge to me, is to try to find the narrative, but also leave room for people to get in, But like I say, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. That song seemed to have worked, but
it seemed to work for a lot of people.
Yeah.
a lot of the so-called music critics or experts. That was the one that they connected with.
It was, man, and that was kind of my first national level stuff. So yeah, it was really, really good for me.
It's got to be scary though to put yourself in a song like that. And then to release it, to a wider audience. And just hope.
Certainly.
Please, God, get this. Don't think, well, that guy's a psycho. Never mind.
Exactly, man. Exactly. Yeah, you just never know. I think you just got to trust what you do, trust the process, and then let it go, man. See what happens.
This Jericho album, was looking through it, and I was like, oh, I recognize that name. I recognize that name.
Yeah.
You got Sturgill and Tyler's engineer. You got a steel driver fiddler.
Yeah.
You've got Miles, drummer, who's also got a new album coming
That's
out next
amazing.
month, which is unbelievably
right.
good.
Yeah,
you had the all-star with your band, this all-star band behind you, and and you're a guy that's for lack of a better term, coming out of nowhere.
Exactly. Yeah.
How did you get that done?
Stroke of luck, grace of God.
You win the lottery somewhere?
Yeah, there's a friend of mine actually who helped open some of these doors. A friend of mine in East Kentucky, a guy named Shayne. I don't know if you guys know Cole. Cole's great, man. Cole's fantastic singer, songwriter, and young guy, just killing it. But he had worked with Sean Sullivan, who engineered and produced all of the Sturgill stuff and the Childers stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I was actually waiting to work with another guy who had produced a ton of my heroes as well. So I was just kind of sitting on my hands, and Cole told me, "Man, you should call Sean and just pick his brain for a minute." So long story, even longer, I guess. I talked to Sean and just sent him a few songs. And he said, "Yeah, man, come down in a couple of weeks. Let's do this thing. So we got down there, and he just, of course, I had my band kind of in place and guys that I've been playing with for a long time, several years. And so he just plugged a few things here and there. Tammy Rogers has played the fiddle on all of the Chris Knight records, which is really where I cut my teeth, you know, and stole so much stuff. You
say that in public so Chris Knight can hear that? You know you're going to be the dead guy in his next song,
exactly,
right?
Exactly. So, yeah, she played on that, so I kind of knew who she was, and I was a huge Steel Drivers fan as well. So, yeah, Sean called up Tammy, and Tammy came in, and same way with Miles, and just, yeah.
Are you just pinching yourself the whole time?
Yeah, we were just like, man, this is crazy. This is pretty cool. So,
well, what you guys did in that studio came out magic, man.
Thank you.
It really did. Like it came all the way to Texas and made a lot of Texas people perk their ears up, and that ain't easy to do in Texas, as you've probably found out a little bit. Like we are very protective of the Texas music scene for sure, you know. But like, there's only a few people that have been invited in, and it seems like they're all from Kentucky.
Wow. I
think we're just scared of you guys is really what it is.
I mean, that's great. And it's crazy that I'm here. I used to listen to you guys. I used to work a midnight shift at a plant in Calvert City, Kentucky, and it was back, I think we still had flip phones and stuff at the time, or like a Nokia phone or whatever, but you could listen to you guys like on a desktop. You know, you could before like Spotify and all that, but I would listen to you guys stream, I guess, for lack of better words, or listen to your live broadcast, you know, working the midnight shift and stuff, and just listen to all the Ragweeds and the Randy Rogers and the, you know. But here we are. It's crazy that, you know, that I'm sitting here, really.
You were saying you and your wife went and checked out Billy Bob's before we did this afternoon, and it was the Ragweed album that just completely changed you.
Man, Ragweed, just that record. And for some reason, it was that record. I'm not sure. I'm not really sure exactly how that came about, but
yeah, was it like a buddy was playing it one time? Or you don't remember?
I honestly can't remember. I think it honestly might have been satellite radio. I heard some stuff on satellite radio and dug in. But anyway, just fell in love with that Billy Bob's record, and then Ragweed at the time. This was, I don't know when this was, probably 2008, 9 time frame. But they would play Nashville, Tennessee, I don't know, a couple times a year. So me and a couple of my buddies would go down there and see the show, and just would be just blown away. But that was my first real, just to meet those guys and just see that they were just really just regular people. Yeah. That rolled up in their bus, and Cody, and they would talk to you just like a regular guy, and then get on stage and just. Cody is not a regular guy on stage. He's larger than life. He's a rock star, man. He really is. So to say that he's a regular person is nuts, because he's not. He is a next level talent. But anyway, it was just to us, you know, to see that and just, you know, think, man, you can do this. There's a shot at this. Regular people have a shot at doing this thing and being successful. So that was a real eye-opener, I guess, for us. And a lot of it started with that record and the Randy Rogers record at Billy Bob's. I think I went down the Billy Bob's rabbit hole.
Yeah,
that, you know,
sounds like
whatever. But
there's quite a few good albums out of that.
Man, there's some good ones.
So when's the Tony Logue Live at Billy Bob's album coming out?
Man, I hope.
A couple of calls.
I hope, man, just to be in there, and it was crazy.
It's amazing that we're in a time now in the music industry where an independent like yourself and guys like Cross Canadian Ragweed and Randy Rogers and Pat Green and all them showed you could be an independent and be extremely successful.
It's crazy.
And that's gotta be a good feeling to be able to do that.
It really is, man.
Because you know back in the day it was like you had to have a record label.
You didn't have
and
the big
agent,
machine.
And that was it. Yeah.
Exactly.
There was no shot.
Exactly. So it's an interesting time to be making music. And my wife and I, we say this all the time. It's a great thing because anybody can do it. It's a bad thing because anybody can do it. So there's a lot of people doing it.
Believe me, as a guy that has to listen and pick music, I agree with you on both ends of that spectrum.
I know what you're saying. So it's kind of the blessing and the curse, you know. But
right.
It's a good time to be making music.
Well, I've been telling all these people what a great singer-songwriter you are.
Well,
You've been working on a new album.
I have. Yes, sir. It's done. We finished it up back in April.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of the same group of folks. Went with Sean Sullivan again down in Nashville, and Tammy came in and played some fiddle again. There's not a whole lot of fiddle on this record. It's kind of more of a rock, leans more of a rock vibe record. But my band again, a guy named Will Kimbrough. I don't know if you guys.
Oh yeah.
Will is So Will came in, and I think he actually played Fort Worth last night. I saw this on Facebook. But yeah, so Will came in and played some guitar and joined our band, and Will's been a favorite of mine for years. Just some of his songs and his playing with Todd Snyder and Rodney Crowell and Emmylou Harris, whoever, you name it. But so yeah, just wrap that up and looking like October release.
Oh, nice. That's not long. Well, can we get a little sample of what we might
you can,
hear?
Man.
Acoustic?
Yeah, you can.
Kind enough to bring a guitar in. I appreciate that.
Thanks, man. Yeah.
It's Tony Logue with us here on the ranch. What are we going to hear?
I'll do a song called Killing Frost. I swear this land, it hates the plow. It's hard as asphalt, this damn ground. Last night's rain was slow and soft. The crisp hard clay just shook it off. I know this never was your plan. Me raising crops on your daddy's land. You always swore there was more to life. You'd never be a farmer's wife. When are these crops gonna grow? When is the storm gonna stall? When is the levee gonna break? When is the axe gonna fall? Your dress is threadbare and it's torn. Like the kind your mama wore. I think back when you used to say, Mama, don't you wanna get away? I swear we'll get you that degree. If I could only sell these beans. But Mary, don't think hope is lost. You can survive this killing frost. When are these crops gonna grow? When is the storm gonna stall? When is the levee gonna break? When is the axe gonna fall? Just like seeds cast amongst the stones, we gotta fight like hell, babe, if we're gonna grow. So when are these crops gonna stall? When is the levee gonna break? When is the axe gonna fall? So when's it gonna fall? So when's it gonna fall?
Wow. Tony Logue in studio with us. Thank you for proving me right.
Thanks, man.
Man. So later this year, that new album, you got a title for the album yet?
Yeah, we're going to call the album The Crumbs.
The Crumbs?
Yeah.
Is that what you're working for, huh? It feels like
busting your tail for the crumbs.
So Tony, what was it that first got you into music? Is your family a music family?
Shoot, man, not really.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, my parents were fans, you know, and they were going to shows and going to rock shows, Leonard Skinner shows, Alice Cooper shows, and stuff like that. My granddad played a little bit, but nobody really went after it, you know, until me. I guess I was kind of the first to take that path.
Trailblazer.
Yeah, trying to.
So what were their thoughts? You said, you know what I'm going to do? Because you were a welder first, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've been kind of a pipe fitter of sorts for most of, my adult life. And, trying to do a whole lot less of that and more of this.
Right. Especially on days like today.
Yeah. No joke. You wouldn't want to be doing it down here today.
Yeah. 104 and it's like cooler than it's been, which is nice.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So they were all on board with this?
Yeah, everybody's been really supportive,
That's
man.
Great.
Just had a good support group around me. My wife is great, and just helping try to run this thing down, you know.
Who are some of your favorites in this, like the Texas artists that you know of yet? I see you wearing a Jason Eady shirt.
Man, Jason Eady is one of my favorites, for sure. Man, just a ton. We love Mike and the Moon Pies. Like I said, we love Dakota Canada. Reckless Kelly's always been one of my favorites. Just a lot of the standards, man. Wade Bowen. I love Wade Bowen. Shoot, I could list for a while.
Right.
Yeah. Just
any new and up and coming Kentucky artists I need to know about yet?
Shoot.
I mean, besides you, obviously.
yeah, right. Me. Like I said, I think you might be on to Cole. Cole's great. Man, there's a kid named Jake Kahn. Have you listened to him? And he's not a kid. I don't think he's actually a Kentucky guy, but he's right there. If he's not Kentucky, he's like West Virginia. Jake Kahn sounds like Coulter Wall, and he's like
really
16 years old.
Oh man.
Yeah, check out Jake Kahn.
I'll have to do that.
Yeah, he's a killer. There's a lot in Kentucky.
I just need to go out there and recruit for a while, I think.
Yeah. It's kind of like Texas in that way. There's a lot of people, a lot of good people, running the roads, and
it's just real, honest people. That's the cool thing about both of our states.
Yeah,
it really is. Tony Logue, man. Thank you for finally got to meet you in person. I've been a fan for a long time.
Man, thank you.
Very awesome.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for turning people onto my stuff.
Absolutely. I cannot wait to hear this new album.
Thank you, man.
If there's an opportunity, I'd like to debut it first.
Yes, that is absolutely, we would do that.
Okay, we got that on tape now.
Yes.
Just want to let you know that.
We will certainly do that, yeah.
Tony Logue, buddy, thank you so much.
Thank you, man. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This has been The Ranch Sit Down. To hear more, check out our free app. Just search for 95.9 The Ranch or find it wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. New episodes every week.